Beautiful.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Cock.
Weird. Weirdest thing I've ever eaten. Shit, I don't know.
Alright. Forget it.
Maybe a Brussels sprout.
A Brussels sprout. What,
Get
like
the
the
fuck off the grass. They're delicious.
Yeah, they're only raw, but I hate them cooked.
I fucking love them.
I
That's not even weird.
A chili. Chili is definitely the weirdest thing I've ever eaten. Actually.
No, that's the stupidest thing.
That is the weirdest thing. Chili.
No, I reckon the weirdest thing is probably an oyster or a raw egg.
raw egg, yeah.
That was weird. I did that on a dare.
Yeah.
And an oyster, I was just curious, but it was
I
weird.
can easily live off of oysters for the rest of my life. Nothing but.
Yeah?
Oh,
Love
yeah,
it.
oysters are yum.
Yeah, they're a natural
Especially fresh
aphrodisiac.
oysters. Go out with a knife and...
Oh, I haven't done that yet, but
Really?
I would love to do that. Well, and I tried abalone a couple of years ago too, and I'm a big fan of abalone. So oysters and abalone, I could definitely live
Oh
off.
yeah. Oysters, it's the chewing gum that gives you protein. Beautiful.
Yeah, you gotta chew them. I can't stand these people that just down the
I'll
hatch.
swallow.
What's the point?
Nah,
Mate,
you
you've
gotta
gotta get into it, you know? Yeah. No, I like my oysters with just a splash of lemon. I don't like any of that fancy shit.
What about salt? Extra salt?
Oh, they're really salty, man, you know? You
Man,
know?
I've got to try another one again.
Mm.
I just went the gulp, like you said, so I
Give
never
it a
really
chew,
experienced the
Get into
oyster.
it, man.
Yeah, it's chewing gum. It's great.
Mm.
Gotta love it.
So there you go. So yeah, it looks like we've got two sides of the spectrum here with the books on the table. We've got the biblical route and the scientific route, and some would say that they're mutually exclusive, but you know, some would say not necessarily.
Well, we've been talking about fish, and fish are a big part of the Bible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus
there's
like the fishing
turned
as
the
well.
wine into fish.
There's
so-
common ground.
Yeah, bread and fish, yeah.
Yeah.
A
Turned
lot
the
of
fish
fishing in
into
the
wine.
Bible,
Yeah,
yeah.
he loves that.
Kind of make me want to have fish for dinner tonight.
Well,
What does
luckily,
Jesus have to say about that, Robert?
It says here, this is Judges chapter 17,
Jesus in the back half,
verse 3.
It's right
So-
towards the end.
fashionably
It starts
late.
to get good.
No, it's kind of in the middle. So verse 3. So when he had returned the 1,100 shekels in today's money,
Oh, millions.
Roughly about 250.
maybe 250.
Damn Loch Ness monster! I'm giving no 350.
He said to his mother, the 1,100 shekels of silver that were taken from you, and on which you put a curse, even saying it in my ears, here is the silver with me, I took it.
Now,
Admitting guilt,
to the steps go.
The rebuttal.
Consider another notorious problem of the bedroom: snoring.
Do you think, Jeremy,
That
that
makes
Dick
it better.
Dawkins is smart?
It makes about as much sense taken out of context as that Bible shit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's you can't just open up the Bible anywhere and read it and have it sound
Sexy.
prophetic or
Profound.
You know,
Even
profound.
It's,
you know.
you gotta.
Sometimes you open up in Numbers and you just get a few Jews wandering around the desert, stopping off at Moab.
Having a
For which
camp.
there is no archaeological evidence.
Camping.
this is very insightful. Page 45.
Of
The Holy Bible.
Of,
page 45 of the Holy Bible.
Oh no,
I think
that's
still
that's
the
not the Holy
introduction,
Bible.
Richard Dawkins says, after all, they argue it is whole individuals with all their genes
Oh my genes.
who actually live or die.
So does that mean people that don't wear jeans are fucked?
They're dead. They're all dead. If they're not in genes, they don't exist.
So
That's what that means.
in other words, Richard Dawkins is saying, get rid of your death genes,
And put on your blue
and
jeans?
you'll just have live genes.
Levi's.
Hey!
That's what it means.
Doesn't that what
You
I
gotta
mean?
have Levi jeans.
Oh,
Well,
it's
it's a funny-
fucking
it's-
product placement.
It's a funny thing to think about, but yeah, I guess our genes are useless. They've got
Are they
they've got
Levi's,
a
Jeremy?
shelf life, you know.
These ones aren't.
They've got a shelf life.
I've got to change
We-
that.
Our atoms or whatever. This particular collection of, you know, atoms. It's
Can Dawkins get
No.
rid of the death gene?
maybe. I wonder if he could.
I know he's on the transhumanist side of the fence, along with Elon Musk.
Explain.
Oh, beyond human. Can people live forever with technology? Is it possible? And then that goes back to Isaac Asimov, the 200-year-old man, bicentennial man.
Well, on The Simpsons, Mr. Burns was like
the
that.
oldest man in the Bible lived for 916 years.
He's the oldest. I
Methuselah.
thought they lived longer than that in these myths.
916 years, man.
Yeah, right.
Mate, we must have
It's
been
in
tighter than
Deuteronomy. I'll
turtles.
look it up.
Bullshit.
Tighter than tortoises back then, those days.
Right.
Mm. And I think we were all eating vegetables at that time as well.
Yeah, they didn't eat meat, and that's why they didn't.
Apparently, we're told.
Honestly, what a load of crap.
If they can write a book back then, they can light a fire and eat meat.
They
My
could do
drummer,
some shit.
my drummer is on this diet, and he says it's what the caveman used to eat or something.
Keto.
I don't know what it's called. It's a bit more retarded than that. And I say that with love to retards.
Shout out to retards.
Yeah, basically for breakfast he'll have 4 boiled eggs.
Yeah.
For lunch he'll have an entire wheel of brie, 4 boiled eggs and a slab of butter. And for dinner he'll have 2 steaks cooked in butter.
He's got to have lemon there.
That's it. I've
Some
seen
acid to-
I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the acid that got him onto this diet in the first place. But he's pretty much gunning for a heart attack at 34.
Man, the funniest thing is if he outlives us all.
He will too, the prick.
Yeah. The cunt.
Why do you say he's gunning for a heart attack?
I'll just describe his diet. It can't be good for anybody.
You
What, does he
too
eat a lot of
busy
sugar?
reading the Bible and not paying attention.
Yes, I'm
what's
trying to
happening
find
around
where
you.
God's first promise is, where he says the soul that sins will die.
Yeah.
No, didn't you say
It's in
surely?
here somewhere.
Mum got
Didn't you
this.
say surely, Rob? The soul that sins will surely die?
She asked me. She said, "Here, I've got something. I've been told to give you something, and so you don't have to open it if you don't want to. But here it is."
Right.
And eventually, I had a look, and it was a Bible. She'd given me a Bible.
Fucking jibbed.
Yeah. Well, I knew it would be something along those lines, and I'm like, And so when I first saw it, I'm like, I don't need this. I'm gonna get rid of it. Then I opened it up. She's left a little note in it and just said, "Please keep my Bible."
That's lovely.
And that's the reason why I kept it.
Lovely.
Because if she died and I didn't have it, I'd be heartbroken.
I think that's just lovely.
Is that the
There's
Bible?
no reason.
Yeah, this
there's,
is the Bible
you know,
from my mum.
There's no reason to be snooty and you know, holier than thou about someone else's beliefs. If someone wants to be
it's-
buried in a book in the middle of a podcast, well, that's
Yeah.
their Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
She's this.
Well, it's nice to know there's a Bible here, Jeremy, and I don't have to bring my own, you know.
Yeah.
This one is read at
Is it?
many funerals. Genesis chapter 3, verse 19.
Book club with Jez and Jobbie.
God's first promise.
We need a new book.
In the sweat of your face
Yeah.
you shall eat bread, till you return to the ground.
Yeah.
For out of it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you shall return.
Trinket's going to hell, man.
Look
He
at
doesn't eat bread.
Well,
He'd probably-
that's very Dawkins. Dawkins would agree with that passage.
I think Dawkins is keto, man. He doesn't eat bread.
Yeah, but he'd say you go back to dust. He couldn't disagree
Well,
with that
energy is
passage.
transferable, you know.
Yeah. I hear you.
I think Dawkins has something in common with that passage. There's, we can find middle ground.
I
There's
think
a
all
marriage there.
I think all realists have something in common with
Dust
that
to
with
dust.
that passage because it doesn't mention heaven. It just says
Dust.
you die and you turn into dust. So if you took that out of context, you'd almost say that was a disgusting heathen passage. It doesn't even mention the fact that the soul lives on and you've got a chance to go to heaven if you sell enough Girl Scout cookies.
Maybe Dawkins time travelled and got that bit in there.
Maybe.
I don't know, but you can in Red
Behold.
Dead. In Red Dead, you can live off bread alone because I'm playing my good honor game, like where everyone
Cunt.
loves me, and
Behold.
I only eat bread. Like I'm a strict vegan in Red Dead. In my
Fucking
Have to-
behold.
yeah, so you can live
These are
off
the
bread
words of the Lord.
alone.
Quiet.
All right. Let this
Although
be
I
the
drink a
last
lot of
passage
gin
we
and
read
smoke
from this book.
cigarettes too.
Revelations.
Let's talk about something good.
4. Oh no, there's only 4:11. There's 3 verse 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in to him
Hey!
and dine with him.
How is
And he
come
with
spelled?
me. And he with me. He shall come inside me too.
All
Words
right,
of
and there it
Jesus.
is. What a beautiful book.
Gorgeous.
Jez, you've been studying jazz. Let's talk about jazz.
Fucking jazz, man.
Was cum
Let's
spelled
exercise
C-U-M?
our grey matter in between the old ears, eh?
Yes.
So you're a bassist.
Yes.
What treasures have you discovered in the jazz canon from a bass playing perspective?
Oh, it's the double bass. That's the one and only
Mingus.
treasure.
Mingus
Fucking
Mingus.
Mingus. Paul Chambers.
Okay.
Fucking amazing. Ron Carter.
Ron Carter.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude.
These dudes, they're the shit.
Dave Holland.
Dave Holland. Dave Holland Quartet.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Well, he played on in a side played by Miles Davis, my favourite Miles album. Tony Williams on drums, 18 years old. Just
Eric Dolphy.
shredding people to shit. Dolphy, yeah, you bet.
Mm.
And so, working the way through, swing, bop,
Yeah. Yeah.
cool.
Claves.
You know.
Different types of claves.
Where have you found your niche? What are you digging stylistically?
I'm digging Latin rhythms.
Okay.
Like the
Bosses.
drums. Yeah, bosses and claves
Salsa.
and salsa, and like the drums will be doing that. While the bass is just playing. Boom, 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 boom. You know, all those like rhythms, walking through the changes, two-step, all the rhythms.
So I learned a few of those sort of Latin rhythms when I was in primary school. We had this dude come to our school and teach us like sambas and claves and stuff like that. We had this one. We had this one that was called a African clave, I think. The bass went. And the other hand went. Out of context, like your books, sounds like shit. Sounds not complete. When you put those two together,
But your rings sound good.
big world, man.
Oh, that was sexual
the
chocolate.
polyrhythmical thing.
All that shit, man. I used
Yeah.
to sing that in choirs, like polyrhythms. I used to be in a choir where I was singing tenor,
Mm.
and we do all this crazy church music where it's all polyphonies.
Mm.
Oh, I can't imagine being that guy anymore that can do that.
I'm all about counter melody, man.
Mm.
You know, when making this new record with the Junkies, I do BV's backing vocals on a lot of my work, but I don't do it in the typical, you know, backing up the main part, singing the same words, same phrasing, you put it underneath in the mix, blah blah blah. I really like to have some fun with the way I build vocals, choirs and arrangements, and yeah, polyrhythms is a great thing to do. The end of this song on the album, I just finished it off yesterday. I put a cheeky little polyrhythm in there, and I think one voice was going, "Come back to me, back to me, back to me, back to." The other one was going, "No, no, 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 no."
Ah. Yeah, right. You got that little.
And then,
Syncopated.
Yeah.
and
syncopation.
when you pan them into opposite ends of the spectrum, audio-wise, and you've got this,
Fuck yeah, man.
and you're listening in
Yeah,
headphones,
yeah.
and it's all swirling all around you.
Oh.
So yeah, polyrhythms and counter melodies and all that sort of stuff, as opposed to block chords. That's something that's always really interested me.
What's block chords?
Well, you know, as far everyone's singing the same
Bar.
rhythm. Everyone's singing the same rhythm, but singing like a different interval or whatever. So you've got a la la la, ha ha, and they're going all the
Yeah,
voices
like
the
a
same.
classic sort of hymn.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like Come Lord Jesus or something, where every note's a new chord.
Yeah, I love to have people,
Mixed.
yeah, different voices singing different lines and sort of mixing in with one another. So I don't know if I got that from jazz or world music or prog rock or probably singing in choirs, to be honest. You know, where you've got all that sort of polyphony happening. It's a fucking great time, and it's something you don't often get in heavy music. So hopefully.
I've always called that syncopated, but
Yeah,
are you saying that
it is
polyphony
syncopated.
is the correct word?
No, it's just another way of describing it.
Okay.
Everything we're talking about is syncopated.
Yeah, syncopated. Yeah.
Syncopated just sort of means connected in a certain, like interconnected, like a puzzle piece. You know,
Yeah.
they're doing different parts, but they complete each other.
Yeah.
They tie in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you took one part on its own, it probably wouldn't make much sense.
Just like when you separate those two things with that drumming pattern, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you keep building, and geez, you can come up with some cool stuff. And,
Mm.
you know, it's like in funk music. I think the best stuff works, like Sly and the Family Stone or whatever, you know, Larry Graham.
Yeah.
The best funk stuff is where everyone in the band is doing something very simple,
Mhm.
and you put it all together, and it's just this
Yeah.
shepherd's pie of deliciousness, you know.
Shout out to Funkadelic.
Peas
Yeah.
and carrot.
Rest in peace, George.
Yeah, Byron.
What?
As soon as you mentioned funk, the sunglasses went on Rob's
Got
head.
raided.
George Clinton.
When?
When did that happen?
Wasn't it last year?
Nah.
No, man.
Oh,
No fucking way.
Straight on that.
No, no
Oh,
funk.
maybe I'm thinking Toots.
Toots was raided. That's reggae, not funk. I don't think George Clinton's dead, man.
I
Don't predict.
I would have
George
mourned,
Clinton's
man.
dead. Yeah, me too.
George. Why did it automatically come up with George Clooney, man?
Because he was sexy in 1997.
No, he is alive.
He
as
still is
fuck. He's,
sexy.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
good.
79 years old.
I was thinking of Toots then.
Fucking maniac. You were thinking of the future.
No, I was thinking of Toots.
Thinking fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional.
Rest in peace, Toots.
And George Clinton comes to that.